You're watching Winder's Woodshop. I'm Nick Winder, and today we're making a pen. For our pen today, we're going to be making a Slimline pen from Wood Turnings. It's an antique gunmetal finish. And then we're also using this Regal Swirl Blank. It has a bunch of purple and gold. It should look really good. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get the lines drawn for our pen tube so we know where to cut it on the bandsaw. I'm going to leave just a little bit extra for the curve of the saw, and also so when you drill your holes you can square them up. And here we're just going to cut the blank on the lines we made. Alright, now we gotta drill the hole through the center. What I like to do is make sure this is squared up in a hand clamp or screw clamp like this. And you just draw your... We're gonna go ahead and get the tubes glued into our blanks. First you want to just take some 220 sandpaper, scuff them up really quick. Just gives the glue something to stick to. Now, when I'm working with acrylic blanks, what I like to do is I like to use some 5-minute epoxy. Reason being is because my bit will probably wander a little bit, and I will end up having a little bit of a gap to fill. So I just use some toothpicks, swirl it around. Really good. I'll put a healthy dab down at the base. And then I'll just insert it. And we'll let that one cure. We'll get this other one in. And you just kind of want to make sure it's below the surface of the edge of the blank. Now with the acrylic, one thing you also might want to consider doing is painting the blanks. To where this one has yellow, I'm not going to worry so much about a brass blank. However, if you have blues, or white even, they become translucent the thinner the material gets. And you can paint them. I've used, say, just some model paint. A lot of people will spray paint them. That's probably what I'm going to try next, just for the ease of it. So, right now we're going to let this dry, and then we'll come back and we'll get it turned. Alright, now we're going to trim the edge of the blank off so we get parallel sides on both sides of the blank. We're going to use a barrel trimmer with a 7mm shaft, pilot shaft in it. I just stick it on and then lock it into place. And we should be good to... And as you can kind of see, a little bit darker. I already did the other side here. You can kind of see how the edge is shiny there. That means you're down to even. So we're going to get a little set onto the lathe and we'll start turning. Alright, as you can see here, we're getting ready to put our blanks on the lathe. One thing you might want to keep an eye on. We cut through the barcode and the logo, so we know which blank or where they go together at. If you don't have that, you can always draw a line before you cut them. I got my bushings. We're going to do 2. Put a blank on. We'll do 1. Put the other blank on, we'll do 2 more just to get us some room, and we'll screw it all together. It's handy in the finished product if you can keep that part together. Bring up your tailstock. Make sure we're tightened down. And I'm just using a cheap roughing gouge we got from Harbor Freight. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. So we'll get this other one rounded out, and then we'll get them down to our final size. Alright, we got that one around. This is looking really nice. Don't know. So we'll get them down to our final size. I'll probably come out a little bit in the center, but we'll take them down to the bushings on either side. And check and see what it's looking like. Got some ridges, got, whoops. A little bit where it's not cutting quite right. These strands though are just beautiful coming off the lathe when I'm cutting right. I think this one side's pretty well there. There's a lot of nice shimmering in it. We'll get this other side finished. I think it's almost there. We're down to the bushings. I don't know if I want to try to thin this out a little bit or not. Oftentimes I'll actually blow out the blank when I get this close. So I think it's looking pretty good. I think we'll just go ahead and start on sanding. For sanding, I'm going to start with 400 grit. I'm going to see if I can't get rid of some of these tool marks in here. And then I'll go up to some wet and dry, probably 600 and 800. And then I got micro mesh, which has its own grit system. We're going to be turning it as low as my lathe goes, which is 600 RPM. kind of thinking we got most of them out there. Let's wipe it down a little bit here. Just using some water. I think that's looking pretty good for tool marks. So we'll go ahead and start. We'll go to 600 wet dry, and then we'll go with 800 and then into the micro mesh. And we'll just go lengthways once or twice throughout this. Wiped off. That's looking really good through the 800 even. So let's get started on the micro mesh. That's looking really good. Now, one more thing I want to do now. I'm going to use this Meguiar's Plastics, and it'll really polish it up nice. And that really brings out a shine on it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move inside and we'll get it all pushed. Alright, now we got the pen turned and finished. I mean, it turned out very nice. I don't know if we can get any shine and shimmer in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to press it. I have this pen press. It came with a set to do disassembly also for when you make mistakes. Before this, I was just using my drill press. Just chalked up a piece of dowel, and it worked okay. So first what we got to do, pick whichever side you want to be for the tip. We're going to just stick it in here and carefully press it forward. Try to keep it nice and aligned. Okay, next what we got is the transmission. You got this little line right here. That's where you want to turn it or push it into. You don't want to go beyond that, otherwise your thing will stick out, and then we'll show you how to do disassembly too. We're just going to stick it in. Try to keep everything nice and lined up. I think we're there. So we'll just test it out with this, make sure that it's where we want it at. Doesn't seem to retract out at all. And it comes out a good distance. You got the ring, this just slides on. We'll have to adjust this again. Next we're going to put on our clip. This is going to push on here. And just press together. One thing you might want to do is try to find a boring side to put the clip on. We'll go ahead and just go with it like that. Pretty happy with that. And then these just stick together. That actually turned out to be a really nice pen. I think things are lining up. Looks all nice and shiny. Transmission's working. I think it's going to be great. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.